Any other questions?
Howdy y'all, my name is Angelo Barrett, and today I'll be giving you my persuasive speech on why I prefer a two-stroke rather than a four-stroke. Now this is my audience. So I'm gonna start out with a question. So have you guys ever ridden a two-stroke or a four-stroke?
Yes.
And if so, which one did y'all prefer?
Two-stroke.
Two-stroke. Now, why do you prefer a two-stroke?
The sound.
The sound.
Like the power band.
The power band. So a two-stroke is a little bit different than a four-stroke. I will get into that. Mainly the main difference between a two-stroke and a four-stroke is it does have a power band, and it is a lot quicker, and it sounds really crisp. So a two-stroke, the main difference is you have to mix the fuel with oil. The lubrication process is through the top end, whereas on a four-stroke, the lubrication process, the oil is in the bottom end, and you have an oil pump that pumps it up to the top end so that the top end is still getting lubricated. But a four-stroke is just gas. So you just put just straight gas in a four-stroke, and a two-stroke, a little bit different process. You have to mix it. Right here I have my ratio cup. This is my Castor 927 two-cycle oil. This is what I use. This is what I use for my mix. So on this ratio, right, you have 1 gallon, 1.5, 2 gallons, 2.5 gallons. So you want to mix it on this particular bike, 2006 CR85. All 85s are the same. You want to mix it at 32-1.
Why is it that you use that as opposed, the 30-1, as opposed to the 40-50-1 on
For a weed eater?
Yeah,
right. So he has a very good question. He asked why you mix this a little bit richer, which is 32-1, rather than on a weed eater, which is 50-1. So 32-1 is richer than 50-1. It's more oil. You're adding more oil to that gallon than a 50-1. So a weed eater, it doesn't run as rich as a dirt bike. A dirt bike, it's turning in there a lot faster, so the oil needs to be ran a little bit richer. That was a very good question. The oil also helps the bike. The bike is water cooled. It does have radiators, but the oil helps the bike with the lubrication process, and it keeps the cylinder cool. So the oil keeps the cylinder cool, which is one of the main things you want with these bikes. If it's not mixed right, then you'll blow it up. And if you blow it up, that means, for sure, it means you have to replace the top end. Sometimes you have to replace the cylinder as well, but the top end will for sure need to be replaced. Now that gets into my next question. So on a two-stroke, you have to do your proper maintenance. Just on any dirt bike, on anything, on a car, you always have to have proper maintenance. Well, on a two-stroke, according to motorsports.com, they suggested that you should change out your air filter every 5 hours, depending on the rider and depending on the riding conditions, whether you're riding in the desert, whether you're riding in the winter. So it's all variables, but roughly 5 hours is when that air filter should be changed. On a four-stroke, the exact same thing. It does have it's also 5 hours, but what's different is the top end, which is what I'm getting into now. So I have a Wiseco Forge piston top end. It's my illustration. These are the rings. This is just my complete top end kit. You have your rings, and then you have your piston kit right here. So this guy goes right here, goes in this cylinder, and those rings are collapsed in there, and that's what creates your compression. Now, this part does happen to go out every 30 hours is when you need to change it and replace it. It does cost roughly $100. Rather compared to a four-stroke now, a four-stroke is a completely different animal. So in this top end, you have a head, you have an exhaust valve, you have an intake valve, you have a cam sprocket, and you have a cam chain. This is much more expensive to replace rather than a two-stroke. This costs about $400 rather than, like I said, a two-stroke is about $100. So it's a no-brainer. Now, speaking about cost consideration, purchasing brand new a two-stroke is $1,000 cheaper than purchasing a four-stroke. So it's a no-brainer on why you should purchase a two-stroke rather than a four-stroke. So this is also how I track my hours on my new top end. I use a Wiseco hour meter. So whenever I do change at my top end on my two-stroke, I can put this on and reset my hours. So I know the next time when I need to do a top end job, I use it for oil changes. I use it for everything. So this thing is very nice. And on the two-stroke, the frame actually comes with a clip on the other side that allows it to just clip on. So you know there's no splicing with the wires. It clips right into the ECM, and it works perfect. So Wiseco, thank you very much. Yeah, so this is my conclusion on why I think that if you're going to purchase a dirt bike, you should purchase a two-stroke for the cost consideration, for the maintenance, and it's just so much easier to ride, and the sound is just beautiful. Actually, I'm going to start it up for you guys, and I'm going to give you a sound so you guys get an idea on what the difference is. So right here, I'm going to turn my fuel on. I'm going to turn my choke on. It's cold, so give it a little cold start. And just one kick down. It's a little cold, sorry about that. I'm going to turn the choke off now. So yeah guys, it sounds very good. It was smoking like you could see. That's one of the also main differences, is that a two-stroke smokes. A four-stroke does not produce any smoke unless there's something wrong with the top end. Now I'll show you guys the difference in sound. This is the four-stroke now. A lot quieter, just not as beefy. The sound's not as crisp. You know, who would want this when you could buy that? So thank you guys very much. I hope you enjoyed my topic. Thank you very much.